Welcome to the Untold Tales Audio Anthologies. The Untold Tales Audio Anthologies is a collection of original science fiction short stories of the highest caliber, perfect for your commute or unexpected downtimes. These bite-sized audio dramas come in different flavors and highlight the works of new authors whose stories are being written as we speak and hand-picked to be included on this podcast. Each episode of the Untold Tales Audio Anthologies, which we usually just call the Untold Tales Podcast, is an independent short story of adventure, technology, love, hope, discovery, and mystery. This podcast was founded upon the writings of Dr. Jeffrey A. Robinson, a retired technologist who co-founded this podcast with a very broad background, including electrical engineer, cartoonist, project manager, science fiction writer, husband, and grandfather. Each of our independent stories are told audiobook style, which means there's one voice actor voicing all of the character dialogue and minimal cinematic sound design. It's a simple, straightforward storytelling experience, usually narrated by Melissa Del Toro Schaffner. That's me. Jeffrey and I met at a local writers' meetup in 2019 here in Arizona, during a presentation that I was giving about audiobook narration. Jeffrey has over a dozen published works on Amazon.com, which include his Untold Tales trilogy and other incredible books spanning various subjects like genetics, immortality, crime and punishment, first contact encounters, Victorian sci-fi, the nature of the universe, ghost stories, time travel, alternate dimensions, parallel realities, troubled communication, hope, and inexplicable mysteries. Basically, something wonderful and original for you to dive into every time you put in your earbuds or cast to a local speaker. I love the stories we've collected for this podcast. They are smart, insightful, and really entertaining. You'll keep thinking about the stories long after you've listened to them, or at least that's what I found for myself. And now here's Jeff. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself and the philosophy behind his books and his writing.
Hello, my name is Jeff Robinson, and I'm the author of these science fiction stories. But good science fiction is not always about aliens and technology. Good science fiction is not really about science at all. When writers focus on these things, they often take good ideas and create tales that are shallow and superficial. The heart of good science fiction is really just a good story, a love story or a murder mystery, a whodunit, a theft, a rescue, or an adventure. The science is just the setting, the venue, or the excuse for the story. In good science fiction, the science and technology should just be window dressing or a fanciful enabler to frame the tale in a unique setting or to amplify conflicts and personal interactions, growth and change, discovery and loss, empathy and pathos. The focus of well-told tales should be on the characters, not the technology, the action and plot, not weapons or spaceships, the conflicts, challenges, hopes, and dreams of people, not time machines and futuristic weapons, though they might add flavor and color. I hope you enjoy these stories. I offer them as examples of better-than-average science fiction that I personally love to read and write.
So, if you love what you hear, and you would like to support the Untold Tales podcast in a totally free and effective way, we'd love for you to share it with your friends and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to support the show for about 1 cup of coffee a month, you can go to the link in the show notes on every episode and find a Support This Podcast link from Anchor.com. It'll give you some options on how you can support all these great authors on this podcast, as well as myself and Jeff. You can also support my work as a narrator and get into community with me by visiting my profile at Patreon, www.patreon.com/Melissa Del Toro voiceover. Well, okay then. Happy listening. We know you'll love what you hear. The Untold Tales Audio Anthologies podcast is a Dream Speaker Media, LLC production.